And welcome to In the Public Interest. Welcome to In the Public Interest. I'm your host, Jacque Howard. You're listening live over WIMG 1300 AM, over the internet at WIMG1300.com. And if you're watching via television, it is WZBN Channel 25 in Mercer County, New Jersey. As I said before, my name is Jacque Howard. I'm your host. Today's guest on In the Public Interest is a good friend of mine, a fellow art aficionado, Lauren Otis. Lauren, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jacque.
All right, and for those of you who know the program, Lauren's been on before talking about art in general in the Mercer County area and the Trenton region, Artworks, and also now we're shifting gears because I want to introduce Lauren not from an administrative perspective with art, but I'd like to introduce him as an artist himself. So Lauren, just a brief intro about who you are for the folks who haven't heard of you before, and then let's talk about your art.
Well, thank you, Jacque. It's good to be here. Yes, I've been actually making art for many years, and I started out as a photographer, and my art has evolved over time. It's photo-based, but also word-based, and I'm also a writer, so I kind of mix and match things. But there are some other artists that I collaborate with, and we all have a mutual interest in text and how text affects us and how it affects us visually, and not just what you glean from the words, but what you glean from the images of the words and the like. So
fantastic.
Been doing that for a while, and am organizing some other things that we'll talk about, I think.
Yes, we will.
That are arts based in Trenton.
Absolutely. So continuing on the vein of your personal art, where can people see some of your work? How can they get in contact with you?
Well, the best way is to email me, and it's lotis@snip.net. And basically, you can. I actually have a studio now in Trenton. At 750 Cass Street. It's a great old space, and so you can come on down and just get in touch and see some work and talk or the like. But I'm not currently in any shows at this point. I do have a wheat paste up on East Hanover Street as part of the Windows of Soul exhibition happening. So
and that was part of the Sage Coalition.
Exactly.
Shout out to Leon Rainbow and Will Casso,
yep.
Some fellow Trenton-based artists
Absolutely.
who are doing some really good things. Okay, good. All right. So what about your studio? Is there anything you want to share special about your studio?
Nothing in particular. It's a funky little triangular building off South Broad on Cass Street. It was the former Polish Falcons Club. For 10 years, a very accomplished artist named Sarah Stengel, it was her studio, and she did wonderful things there, and she moved to Minneapolis. So fellow artist Andrew Wilkinson and myself acquired the building and are now creating art and hopefully kind of being a part of that little community there, which is it's a very interesting community there.
Absolutely. And folks who are listening and watching, Lauren Otis has been in the arts community in the Trenton region for well over a decade, I'd say.
Yep.
Okay. And folks, you're going to start seeing some of his work around, and he's the quiet guy hiding in the corner, usually at Artworks functions. So you'll get a chance to actually see some of his creation as well. And it's nice to see the bridge between the administrative side of what you're doing, and then also to see you actually your creative process as well. I want to say that you are listening to In the Public Interest on WIMG 1300 AM and via the internet, WIMG1300.com, and television, WZBN Channel 25 in Mercer County, New Jersey. And I'm speaking with Lauren Otis. Lauren is a board member of the Artworks organization, which is the Visual Arts Center for Trenton. And we've got a major event coming up. Let's talk a little bit about that, and we'll proceed in that direction throughout the program.
Absolutely. You may know of an event called Art All Night, which happens in June and attracts a lot of people to Trenton. And Artworks loves that event, but we were trying to think of how we could leap off of Art All Night and do something else that was different, but also got people into Trenton and getting together with the arts as kind of the glue that gets them together. And we thought that we'd actually do something called Art All Day, and it would be kind of the opposite of Art All Night. In Art All Night, you get a whole bunch of people into one part of Trenton for one night, 24 hours worth. Art All Day is basically an open studio tour. We get a whole bunch of, hopefully we'll get a whole bunch of people into Trenton, and it's on November 10th, Saturday, coming up. And we will send them out into all of the creative spaces in Trenton, artist studios, nonprofit organizations, creative businesses, and there are a large amount of them in Trenton. And we are going to send people, we will have a printed map, we will have online maps, and they will go out and see what is being created and be able to talk to artists in their workspaces. And then at the end of the day, everyone will reconvene at Artworks Trenton at 19 Everett Alley in downtown Trenton for a reception and to see the show of, it's a group show of all the participating Art All Day artists. And it should be quite a fun time, a networking time, a party. We'll have music, and so it'll be great. Rain or shine, it should be a great day.
Fantastic. So before we get into the very specific questions that I'm sure a lot of the listening audience will have, and I'll try to answer them. So how can people find out more information about Art All Day?
That's the best way is through the website. Go to artworkstrenton.org and click on the Art All Day tab, and you basically will have information on Art All Day and actually how you can sign up. Basically, you can sign up online, or you can send an email to info@artworkstrenton.org, and we will sign you up. I should say that the end of the week, October 12th, is the last day to be included in the print program. So I encourage any artists or anyone who has a space or knows an artist. You don't have to be within the borders of Trenton. We actually are pairing artists outside of Trenton with spaces in Trenton and letting you set up. There's some installations being done, or just show some of your work. So absolutely, we're encouraging outside people to sign up, but the website is the best way to check it out and then get in touch with us.
Fantastic, folks. And that information again is artworkstrenton.org, or you can send an email to info@artworkstrenton.org. And just, I think it would be a good idea to put Art All Day in the headline, so that we can make sure that whoever answers the email will jump on that right away and give it top priority. So Lauren, so some specific questions about Art All Day itself. What's the real difference between Art All Day and Art All Night?
Well, Art All Day is meant to be a time where people actually go out into the community and see a little bit of the positive side of what Trenton is. Art All Night is very self-contained. It's in one spot. It's a wonderful site. We get all sorts of people in. We get art up, and it's a lot of fun. But people don't really get to see the fabric of the city, and that includes public art. There's a huge amount of public art in Trenton. Everything from murals by Leon Rainbow and Will Casso that you mentioned, contemporary art, to very old, large public commissioned art in front of state buildings or the like, that was erected as part of state programs by extremely accomplished artists. And so we are going to get people out to see public art, to see the creative spaces, the creative businesses. And I think they'll come away from the day with a much better feel for Trenton as a place that people do live in and work in and actually do love. And it's a beautiful city, so we'll hopefully get people out there.
Fantastic. And so what you've been saying so far, a word just jumps out to me, is inclusive.
Yes.
That this is art, not that Art All Night is exclusive, but Art All Day is more encompassing much more of the city and the different locations. Can you tell us and the listening audience some of the locations that have already signed up?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have There's a well-known business named TerraCycle. In one part of the city, they have an annual graffiti jam where they actually have the sides of their company headquarters blacked out, and very accomplished graffiti artists from all over the eastern seaboard actually paint on it. And they are going to have live painting there, and people can see that. There are some businesses. There's Leon Rainbow, who is, as I mentioned, well-known graffiti artist. He's going to be painting live at a local business named Zinowitz Signs. George Zinowitz has been in the city for many years. He has a beautiful renovated shop, and you can look at his craft and see Leon and another graph artist named Deemer also create. There is a if you went to the most recent Art All Night, you might have seen the Iron Pour, which is created by a organization called Abominog International. Abominog International is actually their space is based in Trenton on Pearl Street, and they coincidentally enough, fortuitously enough, are going to be conducting an Iron Pour on November 3rd, a week before Art All Day, at Grounds for Sculpture. So I encourage you to actually go out to Grounds for Sculpture. I think there's no additional charge. It's just admission to the grounds. See the Iron Pour, and you can actually see the process then, which is an amazing process to see. And then a week later, come to Art All Day and go to their shop and studio and see what they made. So that's another one. I'm going to be on the tour with Andrew Wilkinson and Sarah Stengel, as I mentioned, at 750 Cass Street. And we'll have, we do partner with all different kinds of organizations too. Trenton Area Soup Kitchen, other nonprofits. Trenton Area Soup Kitchen has what's called the A-Team. It's an arts program. They are going to have, they're going to show all their recent work at Task. They're going to have the Funktastics play live music at Task. So that'll be a great point to see. Very nearby there is Anna Design, the well-known candles that Frank Whedon has made. He is going to participate. So there's all different people. Bethany Presbyterian Church on Hamilton Avenue is going to be a partner. We're having religious organizations and all nonprofits and the like, and there's going to be an artist who I believe, there's going to be a theater troupe that's going to give a production during Art All Day at Bethany Presbyterian Church, and there is also going to be an artist who's going to she's going to create an installation, a site-specific installation, which I think you'll be able to see her creating and talk to her about during the day. So many different things to see.
So listening audience, so Lauren's just rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost like 10 different locations and multiple artists who are accomplished professional working artists who are going to be in the Trenton area, the city limits of Trenton, showing their work, communicating with the people who will come in. It's going to be an opportunity to be entertained and so forth. And I'm sure, knowing so many artists like I do, they will be willing to sell some of their work.
That's right. Absolutely. Bring your checkbook.
That's right. Cash works too, right?
That's right.
And I'm sure for some of the folks, I think it probably work out a credit card nowadays. So Lauren, we've only got about a minute and a half before we go to the break. Just some simple things. What time is the event going to start? What time is it going to end?
It's going to start at 11 a.m. and end at 5. Artworks will be open all day, so you can come in and check in and see the show during the day. The reception is from 4 to 8. Okay. So basically 11 to 5 for the art and studio tour, and 4 to 8 for the reception after at
Excellent.
Artworks.
So we're going to get back to talking about art all day after the break. You've been listening to In the Public Interest. I'm your host, Jacque Howard. You're listening over WIMG 1300 AM, over the internet at WIMG1300.com, and via television, WZBN, Channel 25 in Mercer County, New Jersey. We'll see you after the break.
Caller, you're on the air.
I just won $500.
Whoa, we're not giving away any prizes.
I know. I won playing Monopoly at McDonald's. I called to share the good news.
It's the 20th edition of Monopoly at McDonald's. There's a 1 in 4 chance at great prizes like McDonald's food favorites, even a chance to win cash or a new 2013 Fiat 500 Sport hatchback.
Shout out to my girl at the drive-thru.
The simple joy of winning. No purchase necessary. Odds based on game pieces. Each has 2 game stands, mostly food prizes. In-store game ends 10/22. Subject to official rules at McDonald's and playatmcd.com. See rules for complete details. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro.
Hey, beautiful. What you got there?
McDonald's.
I see.
I see you staring at my fries and Coke.
Oh, I was just noticing how the Coke compliments your pretty brown eyes.
Really?
Yeah, and those hot fries, they complement that sizzling dress you're in.
Oh, they do? Well, here's $1, Romeo. Get your own Coke. Compliments of me.
The simple joy of the right compliment. Like any size icy cold Coca-Cola soft drink or sweet tea for just $1 at McDonald's. A la carte only. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
With so many banks to choose from, why choose a true community bank? Listen as Pastor Keith Marshall tells us why First Choice Bank supports his community like no big bank could.
Hello, my name is Pastor Keith Marshall. I'm the senior pastor of the Macedonian Baptist Church in the city of Trenton, New Jersey. We've banked with First Choice Bank for the past 3 years, and the customer service and the accessibility of the staff, those employees of First Choice, is what sets First Choice apart from most banks. I would suggest without hesitation and recommend First Choice Bank to any churches, businesses, or individuals in the Mercer County area. First Choice is a great bank because they make their customer and their clients their first choice.
First Choice Bank, now serving Lawrenceville, Hamilton, Robbinsville, Mercerville, and East Windsor. Call 609-989-9000 for more information. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back to In the Public Interest. I'm your host, Jacque Howard. You're listening over WIMG 1300 AM and via the internet, WIMG1300.com, and on television, WZBN Channel 25 in Mercer County, New Jersey. I've been speaking with a good friend of mine, Lauren Otis, regarding art all day and art in general and his craft. He is a working artist as well. Some contact information about art all day. The best way is to do it via the internet at artworkstrenton.org, or you can email info@artworkstrenton.org. And regarding Lauren Otis and his particular craft, his email address is lotis, O-T-I-S, at snip.net, and he'll get you in contact, and you guys can get in contact, and then you can set up something to come see his studio that he shares with accomplished artists Sarah Stingle and also Andrew Wilkinson, and then you can talk in person. We've been talking about art all day, which is the brother event. We'll do that instead of saying a sister event. The brother event of Art All Night, which takes place in June. This event will be taking place November 10th, 2012, which is about a month or so. Exactly a month, actually. And it's a free event. And Lauren, you've been sharing a bit about what it is, that it's more of a spread out throughout the city of Trenton. So in an elevator speech, just give us a little summary of what the event is, and then we'll go into some more questions.
Sure. It's a Art All Day is an open studio tour where you will be able to see artists, but also it's an open shop for creatives in the city. So you'll be able to see creative businesses, creative nonprofits, creative visual artists, musicians, a whole variety throughout the city from 11 to 5. And then in the evening, we're going to have a reception where you'll get to network and just have a good time looking at the creations of those people at Artworks as a show. So it's meant to get people out into the city and see how people make art and what creative things people do. We tend to see art on white walls. We tend to see it in museums and galleries. It's kind of interesting and very instructive and just plain fun to actually go to someone's creative space and see how they make those tapes, how they make those recordings, how they make those paintings or those photographs. And they're usually very interested in telling you about their creative process. And you gain a lot of insight by just being in someone's studio and seeing how they do what they do. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And that is really what warms my soul about artists. You know, after going to school for fashion and seeing developing their relationships with people, and then moving back home to Trenton, and then like developing their relationships with all the artists who are here, and seeing that we really run the gamut. I mean, literally A to Z, from technique to accomplishment to background and history, and we all have the same thing in common. We love art, and we love the city of Trenton. So this is going to be a wonderful event, and I am so excited to be part of the board at this time, where I can see some of the background on what's taking place, the administrative aspect, the leadership that the board is taking place, and our executive director, Lynn Lemire, what's going on there. And it's really exciting, and I kind of get chills, you know, just thinking about where is Trenton going to be with art all day and art all night? Are we going to have like art all weekend and art all week and
art all year?
Yeah, that's right. You know, so we're going to be moving in that direction. So, Lauren, some other questions, general questions I think that people will have. Is there a cost to the event?
There's no cost to those who want to come and basically see anything, public art, studios, any participant. It's free to go anywhere. So you just pick up a map at Artworks, or probably at any site we'll have maps too, or download it from our website close to the event. It's free to attend, just like Art All Night is free to attend. The participating artists, and you can still sign up if you're an artist and want a show or an organization. Participating artists, we're trying to charge people a modest fee so that they are in the game, they commit to being open, because you do have to staff it. We don't want people showing up and someone decided that day, bad weather, we don't want to open up. So basically artists, it's $20 for an artist to participate. Nonprofit organizations, it's $50. We will partner artists from outside the city with spaces in the city. For-profit sponsorships start at $100, and you can, if you sign up by the end of this week, by the 12th, October 12th, Friday, you will get into our printed program. If you don't manage to sign up by then, we can try and get you in, but if we can't, we will certainly get you online, and we're going to have a downloadable map that you'll certainly be part of.
Fantastic. So again, folks, it comes back to that same thing, being engaged and getting engaged. For all the people and the naysayers who don't understand what's going on in the city of Trenton, or they're unsure, this is another one of those opportunities for you to come in and to make a connection, see what's taking place in the city that's in a very, very positive light with a very cultural feel to it, and it's a free event, and it's during the day. So you start looking at that, and all that's left is for everybody to put their feet on the pavement or their tire on the road and come on into the city and see what's happening.
And I might add, there's actually a couple other things going on that day too. So it's actually going to be quite a day in Trenton. There's a half marathon that morning on November 10th. So you can come and run in the half marathon, and then you know, walk around and look at some art too. The Trenton Film Society is having their film festival is that weekend as well. So there's going to be a lot of people in Trenton, and people who are looking at different things and doing different things, and all positive. It's going to be really nice.
This is a great opportunity for people who have some cultural awareness or want to get involved to come in. We need volunteers for this event, just like we always do for any nonprofit organizations. And again, the best way to get in contact and even to volunteer, info, you can email via info@artworkstrenton.org, or go to the website artworkstrenton.org and click on volunteer. We always need volunteers, and we always need donations of time, talent, and of course finances. That always helps as well. So Lauren, we've covered what the difference is between Art All Day and Art All Night. We covered that this is a no-cost event, that people are they're not going to be led specifically in any direction. They get the map, and it's a free walk around and to see all these different artists. Is there going to be any transportation that's going to be provided, or any alternative, wink wink, transportations?
Absolutely. You certainly can go as near or far as you want, because you can, with the map, it'll guide you around, and it'll be self-guided if you want. But if you're feeling healthy and green and the like, we have partnered up with On a Roll Bike Carts, who does well-known bike tours regularly from the Trenton Trenton Social.
Shout out to my man Wheels.
There we go. Wheels he's also a very key member of the Sage Coalition, and he knows Trenton, and he will take you around on a great tour of the art and the spaces and the neighborhoods of Trenton on Art All Day special edition. And he will do it twice. He'll be doing a noon tour and a 3 p.m. tour. If you would like to just sit back and enjoy, we actually are going to have trolley rides, which will obviously have a limited route, but you'll very much be able to take a ride and see public art and maybe step off and look at a couple sites, look at a few studios, and those will be 11 and 2. So I will say keep posted of the website. We do have a Facebook page, so that is regularly updated with all sorts of little tidbits of who's participating, when the bike rides are, what they're going to do, and all sorts of stuff. So definitely like us on Facebook, and you'll get lots of updates on what's happening.
Now, when you say like us on Facebook, that's Art All Day.
Art All Day.
Art All Day and Art All Night and Artworks. Now you'll be completely connected with all the art happenings in the visual arts area in the Trenton region. So something else in addition to that, so we're going to have a bike tour, 12 and 2.
The bike tour is 12 and 3.
12 and 3, I apologize for that. And then a trolley tour from, 11. Well, at 11 and 1 at 2.
11 and 2.
11 and 2. So folks, again, I mean, here's another wonderful option. I mean, you can do a bike tour. You can come into the city. Think about this day. Let me back up. So you can come in and do a half marathon or volunteer at the half marathon, which I'm sure is going to be awesome because you get to see all the historical sites of Trenton. Leave from there, go to Art All Day, and go to the Trenton Film Society and get to see a bunch of different art that's taking place in the city of Trenton. All we can do now is everybody put our hands together and our hearts together and make sure that the weather's nice, have one of those 70, 80 degree November days, and we'll be golden. But let's continue on with more details before we end the program, Lauren. If people want to sign up as a location in the city limits of Trenton, they don't have to be an artist. They don't have to be an arts organization. If they just want to open up their facility, they can do so, correct?
Yes. I'll give you one example. There's a bookstore named Classics Books downtown. Eric Maywar has been a fixture of downtown for many years, and he has a great bookstore with lots of great finds, mostly used stuff. He also covers local Trenton writers and the like. He is going to partner with an artist who creates book-based art, and she will do a demonstration, and Classics Books will be open as part of Art All Day with book art demonstrations. So that's an example of a business that is partnering with us. Yes.
That's fantastic. So we're just got about 2 minutes left. Is there anything that you want to share in the last minute or so?
All I'd say is sign on to participate or volunteer. We're looking for people who might volunteer at Artworks headquarters, or if you're comfortable and familiar with you live in Trenton, you want to show people around your neighborhood, you could be out there. And if you volunteer, you get a free hand-stenciled Art All Day t-shirt. And
I think our producer Ramona has got our eyes set on that t-shirt. So folks, I'm going to give out the contact information once again, and then I'm going to jump into something about the t-shirt that I'm wearing. So it's Art All Day. So you need to go to the website artworkstrenton.org or email info@artworkstrenton.org. And if you want to look at Lauren or speak to Lauren in particular about his work, it's Otis, O-T-I-S, at snip.net. His studio is on 750 Cass Street. Now, I just wore my I Am Trenton t-shirt to give a big up to the organization I Am Trenton, who's doing some wonderful things here in the community. Go to their website, iamtrenton.org, and see what they are doing. They are giving out funds to individuals, or have been giving out funds to individuals and organizations who are promoting better things in the city of Trenton. Shout out personally to the president, Ollie Wilson, board members Dan Fatton, Stephanie Register, and Kelly and Ray Ingram. Excuse me, that was quick. So you've been listening to In the Public Interest. I'm your host, Jacque Howard. This is WIMG1300.com, WIMG1300 over the internet, and WZBN Channel 25 in Mercer County. Good night.